So on last class we have seen about which concept? TF war files. So have practiced that one? Got the clarity? Okay. And after that we have seen Terraform outputs, right? After that, refresh command and taint command. Outputs done. And we have seen how to create multiple resources also. Fine. So in today's class we are going to deal with one more concept. So in today's session, the first concept is going to be Terraform locals. What is going to be? But before the Terraform locals, let's create the VPC. What we gonna create? I think all of you know VPC, right? Why we need to use VPC? Privacy, security, preventing loss of data. Correct or not, sir? Till now we launched the EC2 instance, but which VPC it is? Default VPC. Why? Because we haven't specified VPC, but now I'm gonna specify the VPC for you. So how to specify the VPC means it is very clear actually. So now if you go and see, like let's write the code for VPC. You know how to write code for VPC? You know how to write code? Yes or no? Only one option. Two options. Yes. Good then. Tell me. So I already have the server. So I'm not going to write the code for server, sir. Instead of wasting the time to rewrite the server code, I'm using the existing one. Yep. Now go and see here. First, I want to create resource called VPC. In that VPC, I want to create subnet. In that subnet, I want to launch my instance. Already we have instance code, right? Let's write VPC code. So now tell me which block? Resource. Next. AWS underscore. Underscore is called as by identifier to comment towards VPC. So label name, I'm going to give it as 1. Yeah, sure. So after a resource, what we going to write? Region already we given. Na? What is the main thing we require to create VPC? Subnet you write later. VPC, okay. Name of the VPC. Names where you are going to write inside the name is equal to, I'm going to give the name as Raham VPC. Which one? In tags, name and should be capital. Then still what you want to create VPC? What you want, sir, still? VPC on traffic is, sir. I'm asking about what is the other thing. So VPC required security group. What is the one more important factor to create VPC? Think logically. According to the Newton's law, the mass of the gravity of the velocity, అలా థింక్ చేస్తున్నారు. It's very easy, man. No need of using Newton law. Eh? And anything. It's CADR block. Oh, we missed the small part. Huh? What it is? CADR block. Oh, sorry, guys. Actually, I was speaking on mute. Sorry. Fine. So, what is the one more thing we need to write here? CADR block. So, CADR underscore block. Okay. Let's take the CADR block 10.0.0.0/16. Or like you can take 5 also. That's completely fine. I'm taking 5 cities. Now it's a completion of VPC code, sir. What I wrote, resource block, AWS VPC with label name 1, CADR block, tags name will be Raham VPC. Is the writing VPC code clear for all of you? Everybody. How many arguments I passed there? 2 arguments. Argument number 1 is argument number 1, 2. Cider block. Argument number 2, name is equal to Raham. So now, with the help of above syntax, tell me how to create subnet. Tell me loudly. Resource. AWS subnet with like label name 2. Fine. Next year. First of all, for this also we required CADR block. Subnet also required CADR block. So I am taking same CADR block, but of course subnet you can put 24 also. I'm taking here subnet mask as 24. Next. Tags. Inside tags, what you can give? Name is equal to Raham subnet. VPC, subnet it is. I'm creating subnet now. That's it. That is a code for VPC and subnet. Clear now? Sir, is writing VPC code and subnet code clear for all of you? Can you confirm? Online, what about you? Is VPC and subnet code clear for all of you? Can you please confirm me on chat? Clear. Great. Thank you. Okay, sir. You create the VPC, you create the subnet, and you create the server also. But now my question is, inside this VPC, I want to launch this subnet. And inside this subnet only, I want to launch my server. That means I need to give connection to VPC to subnet and subnet to server. Correct or not, sir? Now, how the connection is going to made is, go and see here. I want to launch this subnet on VPC. I want to launch this subnet on VPC. So I need to give the idea of VPC. Currently, is a VPC created? No. But whenever I execute AWS VPC with the label name 1, I will get one ID. Attach that ID to my subnet. See, basically here I need to give VPC ID for the subnet. But currently, is our VPC created? No. If you want to VPC ID, whenever I execute AWS VPC with the label name 1, I'll get one ID. Take that ID and attach to the subnet. Now VPC connected to our subnet or not, sir? I mean subnet connected to our VPC or not, sir? Again, I want to connect my subnet to the EC2 server. How can I do it? Can you tell me? Let me make it a screen. Tell me. By using above reference, you can tell me. Subnet underscore ID is equal to, whenever I execute AWS subnet with label name, that will give me an attach that subnet ID to my EC2 resource. Clear now? That's it, sir. Now, first comment, Terraform init. Why? Because you stopped and started server, right? So you can run init command. Okay. Next, Terraform. Apart from plan, I'll tell you one more command, Terraform validate. Which one? Terraform validate is a command used to validate the configuration. For example, in configuration, if you miss any error, is showing mistake or not, sir? So basically, it is asking that we are expecting 10.0.0.0/16, but you give 10.0.5.0. So change the value. In validate, if you are doing any mistakes, are you able to rectify the mistakes or not, sir? With the help of which command? Terraform validate. Huh? There is a mistake. There is a difference between them. I'll tell you. Okay. Difference between validate and plan, what you know. Terraform validate will check the configuration only, but it won't check the values. If you do any mistake on value, it won't check. There is separate topic for it. Okay. Difference between plan, validate, apply. Okay. I'll tell you later. Now give Terraform plan. Or you want me to show me now? I'll show you after this. Okay. Done. How many you are creating here? Three. What are those? Server, subnet, VPC. Now final comment, Terraform. Tell me one thing. Am I writing the full comment or it is coming automatically? How it is coming out? Okay, online, are you able to hear me now? Can you please confirm? Okay, I hope it is clear for you now. Can you confirm? Online, are you able to hear me now? Okay, fine. So here we had a power issue just now, like the power has gone. So that's the reason for delay. So now we are going to create the VPC. Inside VPC, we are going to create the subnet, and inside the subnet, we are going to create instance. So Terraform init, validate, plan. Done. Now it's time for Terraform apply. Okay. Sudo hyphen I cd Terraform. Now give Terraform. Is it creating it now? If you go and see now, so it is creating the VPC. It's done within 3 seconds, and subnet creation is done within 1 second. And now server is going to create. Screen not coming. Eh? Yep. Is it creating now? So now clear the screen. I mean, like if you go to the real world, in the real world, you can see the server. Inside the server, you can see the VPC. Inside that VPC, you can see again the subnet. But here we create the info on which region, guys? US East 1. So go to US East 1 and check it out. Okay. So using Ram server. Ram server is on which VPC now? Which VPC? Ram VPC, right? And again, Ram VPC on. That means it is correctly created or not, sir? So we create VPC. From VPC, we create subnet. And from subnet, we create the server. So now again, if I want to create the testing infrastructure, or if I want to create developing infrastructure, I want to give the name as dev VPC, dev server, and dev subnet. Correct or not, sir? What I'll do, I'll go to like main.tf. In the main.tf, here I'm gonna implement a block called locals block. Which block? Locals. What is the meaning of locals block? In general, I'm asking what is the meaning of local? What is the meaning of local? Local means everybody knows you. Correct or not, sir? For example, if you go to chicken shop or if you go tea shop, you will take something. And if they ask you money, Anna, mana local Anna. Correct or not, sir? Local means like everybody will recognize you. You knows everybody and everybody will knows you. Here also, if you define a argument in the local block, you can use it anywhere. And in the entire Terraform, this can be useful for multiple times. For example, see, currently what is the name of my VPC? Raham VPC. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this value of Raham with like this. Take one nbar dollar. Whenever you want the name of your server, take the value from local block dot env. What is the value of local block dot env? Dev. So VPC will become dev VPC. And again, if you come here, sir, if I want to get the dev subnet, so take the value from local block dot env. So take the value from local block dot env. Correct or not, sir? What is the value of local block dot env? Dev. So subnet will be dev under hyphen subnet. And again for server also, here what you will do? If you want to get the name, take the name from the local block. Which block? And what is the value here? Env. What is the value of local dot env? So server will become now dev. The reason why I'm using the local block, in future, if you want to give the test VPC, test subnet, and test server, directly go and change here. Do you need to change values here multiple times? No. In local block, you can define value one time and you can reuse for multiple times. So whenever you want to change the value multiple times, no need to change on multiple times. Change on the local block. Automatically, values will be taken care by the remaining resource blocks. Now give Terraform apply command directly. First of all, listen to this concept. I'll tell about the workspace later, okay? So now if you go and say Raham VPC become dev VPC, Raham subnet became dev subnet, and Raham server become dev server. Value is completely replaced or not, sir? Even though if you go and click on refresh here. So now Raham server is going to become as dev VPC, dev subnet. Okay. So now again, if I want to create the testing infrastructure, name will be test server, test VPC, and test subnet. So do I need to change values multiple time now? Directly here I can change it or not, sir? Now give Terraform apply. Automatically what will happen? Test subnet, test VPC, test server will be creating. Correct or not, sir? This is called as modifying. Plus means creating the resource. Minus means deleting. But if you are seeing this tilde symbol it is, okay? That means value is modifying. If you want me to show, previously you create the instance. Which symbol you got? Minus. Whenever if you delete the resource, destroy, you will get minus. But here what you are getting now? Tilde. That means value is modifying actually. So now if you go and see, the dev become which server, sir? Test server, right? Currently test server is on which subnet? Wait, I need to refresh here. Okay, then only you can get the values. So test server is on test VPC and test VPC is on test subnet. Correct or not, sir? So instead of changing the values multiple times, you are changing the value on local block. Which block? What is the work of local block? To define the values and use it for multiple times. The Terraform. Is it clear now? So now tell me one thing. First of all, you create Raham infrastructure, Raham VPC, Raham subnet, Raham server. Second, you create dev VPC, dev subnet, dev server. Next, you create test VPC, test server, test subnet. That means, first of all, Raham infrastructure overrided, dev infrastructure came. Next, dev infrastructure overrided, test came. Why it happens, sir? Because all these values you are modifying in single workspace only. Which workspace? Already we discussed this topic. In a single workspace, your previous values will be overridden. My previous values overridden or not, sir? To avoid this one, we are going to use the concept called workspaces. Which one? workspace. So now that is what we are going to discuss on today's session. So first of all, let me destroy them. So if I give Terraform destroy, which symbol will I get? Plus, minus, tilde. These are the three symbols. Okay. Check it out. Are you seeing minus symbol here? That's it, sir. So now let's go to the topic called Terraform workspace. Guys, this workspace concept is going to be very, very important for you. Definitely, it's going to be the first interview question from Terraform. High priority, very, very high priority. Okay. So listen to it. Till last day, you know only three blocks: resource block, variable block, provider block, output block. Four blocks. You know, today I taught you fifth block. What is the fifth block here? Local block. Clear now? There are two more blocks which you are going to learn. Okay. Multiple blocks you're gonna learn. So here for job ready batch, I have given this one. Terraform locals. If you go and see Terraform local, just now we seen, right? It is a block. You should define the values. Once you define a value on this block, you can use them. Changing the values in local block will be replicated to simply define the value and you can use for multiple times. That's it. Okay. This is the concept number one for today's session. Okay. And now I'm going to show you the concept of Terraform workspace. Okay. First of all, what is the meaning of workspace? In general, I'm asking, what is the meaning of workspace? What is workspace? The place where you work is called as workspace, simply. The place where we work is called as. So workspace, it is easy to create the infrastructure for multiple environments. In real time, if you are having multiple environments like developing environment, testing, production, UAT. So for each environment, we need to create the infrastructure. Okay. In order to create each environment separately in real time, which concept we are going to use? What is the main purpose of using workspace? It will isolate the environment, sir. It will isolate the. What is the meaning of isolation? Separation. What it is? So I'll show it here. So it is my developing infrastructure. Which one? It is my testing infrastructure. Correct or not, sir? It's my developing, it is my testing. So if you create both of them on single workspace, when you create second workspace, first workspace will be automatically overridden. Correct or not, sir? For that purpose, what we are doing, we are going to isolate the environments. So developing environment, I'm going to create separately. And again, testing environment also I'm going to create separately. Even in future, if I want to create production also, so production also is going to create separately. So production also going to create it separately. Is the point clear for you know? So for that purpose, here you need to understand couple of points. If we work on developing environment, it won't affect on testing environment. Okay. And if you work on testing environment, it won't affect on production environment. So one environment is not going to depend on another environment. The default workspace in Terraform is going to be default only. Currently, are you creating this resource, right? All of these resources we are creating on default workspace. Without workspace, you cannot create any resource. So I'm telling this one, without any workspace, we can't create resources in Terraform. Concept clear, sir? Fine then. So all of these resources we create on Terraform by default only, it will store on default workspace. Already I said, currently you create this many resources, but all of these are on which workspace? Default workspace. For example, if you want to work with workspaces, Terraform workspace list. It is going to list the number of workspaces. How many we have? One. That workspace is. That means always we create the resource on default workspace only. If I want to create new workspace, command will be Terraform workspace new, create dev. What is like what you are seeing here? You create the dev workspace and you switch to it. Now you are on new empty workspace. That is empty workspace. Workspaces isolate their existing state. That means, for example, if you run anything here, it will stay here only. It won't go to other workspace. Okay. Sir, already I'll be having the main.tf. Correct? Now I can run the main.tf. But the only thing I want to change is only one thing I want to change for one time. Sir, currently we're in which environment? I mean, like which workspace? So what I want to put here? If you go to test, later what you are going to put? Later, if you go to production, what you're gonna put? Prod, correct or not, sir? But don't do like this. Okay, why? Because instead of giving values like this, take a variable. Terraform dot workspace. Now, what is this variable? Currently we are in which workspace? So this value will be dev now. In future, if you go to testing workspace, this value will become test workspace. No, sir, in future, if you go to production workspace, this value will become now prod. So prod VPC, prod subnet, and prod server. Now, if you are in dev workspace, so the value is now dev. So dev VPC, dev subnet, dev server. If you go to test, this value will become now test VPC, test subnet, test server. That means instead of changing values multiple times, if we use this variable will pick the current workspace value. This variable will pick the current workspace value. Is the concept clear for all of you? Why I am writing this one? Online. Is the concept of writing the Terraform locals as well as workspace name clear for all of you? Can you please confirm me once? What about remaining online? Is it not clear for you? Okay, fine. So now, currently I'm on which workspace? How can you tell? By using the command called Terraform workspace. See, workspace is nothing but branches. In Git, you seen branches. One branch is isolating other branch. Here also, you are seeing the list of workspaces. Currently, you are on which workspace? Dev. How means you can see the star. There is a command called Terraform workspace show. This command will show our current workspace only. Are you seeing dev now? List to all the workspaces. Show is to show the current workspace only. Run Terraform apply command. Sir, how I am getting this entire command? Am I typing the entire command? No, I'll tell you one shortcut. Use this anywhere. Okay. If it is useful, use here. If you remember this, use anywhere. Okay. Just to give Control R. In Terraform apply. So I need to run the command Terraform apply auto approve. Correct or not, sir? Don't write full command. Just type apply. Are you seeing now? It's coming or not? So it is going to pick the command which is having Terraform apply. Previously, you gave this command already, na? So once you give this command, in the history, the command is going to store. If you run Control R for reverse search, just type apply. Automatically, this command will come. Sir, now if I want to give the command Terraform destroy, already previously I give destroy command or not, sir? If I want to use that command, Control R, just type DES. Automatically destroy coming or not? So what is the shortcut here? Control. This is to use the previous Linux commands. In previous, if you give any command, if you want to reuse the command, if you don't want to type it, just to give shortcut. So just to give apply. APP. If you type APP, automatically it is coming. Hit enter. What is the shortcut here? Control R. Is it creating now? See, what is the name of VPC? Dev. Subnet? Dev. Server? How the value is coming? Have I given the value dev? No. But how the value is coming, sir? From the workspace. Now in the real world, if you go and see in the real world infrastructure, refresh this one, you will be seeing only developing infrastructure. We go inside seeing dev server. Dev server is on which VPC? Dev VPC. And dev VPC on which subnet? That means first infrastructure is created. First infrastructure is created. So now I want to create infrastructure number two, that is testing infrastructure. So to create testing infrastructure, you need to go to which file? Sorry, you need to go to which workspace? How to create the test workspace? Terraform. New. So create and switch to test. Now currently you are in which workspace? I am having same main.tf. I can reuse it. I'm not going to create one more main.tf. I'm using the same main.tf. But if you want to change any value, you can change it. Sir, for testing infrastructure, I want T2 medium server. Which server? I want to change this only one value. Of course, you can change. If you want me to show. So here what I'm going to do, instead of T2 micro, I'm going to give T2. This I am doing for your clarity only. Okay. So now am I reusing the same file or am I creating separate file? Terraform apply. Without disturbing the developing infrastructure, it will create testing infrastructure. Previously, what happened? Once developing is there, if you try to create testing, developing will go and testing will come. Correct or not, sir? But if you go and see, testing server will come without disturbing the developing server. So now go and check here, sir. Click on refresh. If I click on refresh, now I'll be getting testing server. Developing server is also there. See testing server. Is it disturbing developing infrastructure? Now you are having testing server. Okay, see this. Now you are having testing server. And this testing server is going to create on which VPC? See it. Are you seeing testing VPC? And test VPC on which subnet? So now is it affecting our previous infrastructure? No. So developing infrastructure is now separated. Developing infrastructure is separated. And again, if you go for testing also, it is going to be separated. Now, what is the last infrastructure? Prod. So let's take it as dev. It is dev. After dev, you will be having. Finally, it is going to be prod. Clear, sir? So now if I want to create production infrastructure, what I need to create first? Tell me the command to create. Workspace, new, prod. And one more thing, for this server, testing server, we give T2 medium. It is also completely fine or not, sir? Now I want to create one more infrastructure called prod. For prod, I will change one more value. The reason why I am changing values is for your understanding purpose only, okay? This time I want to give T2 large. What do I want to give? Now again, I can give Terraform, apply. Now if you go and see, click on refresh here. The moment if you click on refresh, you will be getting prod server with prod VPC and prod subnet. Console is very slow. I think it's an internet issue. Why? Because it's loading very slowly. Are you seeing tests dev and prod now? Currently check it out prod. For prod, what is the instance type here? T2. Now currently prod server is launching on which VPC, sir? Prod VPC, right? Check it out. And prod VPC is on prod perfectly coming or not. So this is the way how the Terraform workspace is going to come. Now if you observe here, is one infrastructure disturbing one more infrastructure, sir? Other infrastructure? Why? Because each infrastructure got isolated. What happened here? With the help of which concept we isolate this one? Workspace. So remember, in real time, you will work on multiple environments. So definitely you need to learn the Terraform workspace concept. Which concept? Now is Terraform workspace concept give clarity for all of you? Is it clear for all of you? Everything. I'll tell you the comment now. Online is the concept clear for all of you till now? Can you please confirm me once? What is it? Oh, okay. Okay, okay. I'll tell you now. Okay, it's clear for all. Thank you. So now see. Till now, we've seen only three comments in Terraform. Terraform workspace list, Terraform workspace show, Terraform workspace new. Sir, currently, if I give the comment Terraform workspace list, how many I will be having? 4. Default, dev, test, and prod. There is a command to delete the workspace called Terraform workspace. Delete, delete, prod. I want to delete which workspace? Here there are three major node points in Terraform. All of you must need to know. Why? Because these are going to play very crucial role in interview time. Okay, I'm going to tell you three important points about workspace. If I hit enter, it is not going to delete. Command is correct, but the concept and method what we are following is not correct. Can you read that for me? Your prod workspace is your next. That means it is still in the direct man. Currently on prod workspace only. You cannot delete your current workspace. So you need to go to some other workspace. Then only you can able to delete. It's like cutting our own branch. Can we cut our own branch? We cut our own branch. What will happen, sir? It will fall down. Here also same thing. So now how to go to another workspace means by using the command called Terraform workspace select command. Which command? So select command is main purpose. The main purpose of select command is to switch the workspace. Currently I'm on which workspace? How can I confirm? Can I use Terraform workspace show command? Of course, list command also I can use. Currently we're on test. Now can I delete the prod workspace? Again, it is not going to delete it. Note point number 2. Can you read that for me? Again. Hey man, currently you are not on production. Of course, you can delete. But before deleting, please check that your workspace is not empty. Currently, your production is having subnet, BPC, and instance are running. So first of all, delete them, then only delete the production workspace. So now how to delete the resource in production workspace? First of all, go to prod workspace, run the command terraform destroy, then come back, then delete the prod. Okay. So switch to prod, terraform workspace select, prod. Currently we're on prod, run terraform destroy command. So just type control R DES. Automatically destroy will come. So now is the resource gone now? Go to test. Terraform workspace, select test. Terraform workspace, delete prod. What I'm deleting now? Is the prod gone now? How to ensure Terraform workspace? List. Write Terraform workspace list to ensure it. Prod gone now? And even if you go and see here, there will be no production resource anymore. You can't say production server, you can't say production VPC, you can't see production subnet also. Gone now? There you go. So now currently I'm on testing. I want to delete it. First of all, what I want to do? Destroy it. Destroy the resource in test. Go to dev, then delete. Any doubt? Then sure. Bye. So now complete resource gone, sir. Destroyed. Now can I go to dev and can I delete this one? How to go to dev workspace, Terraform workspace? Select. And Terraform workspace, delete, test. So now you have only one workspace. So how many points I said about workspace? First of all, you cannot delete the current workspace, point number one. And what is your point number two? So if your workspace is active, that means if you have running resources on your current workspace, so you cannot delete it. Okay, you need to delete the resources first, then only workspace later. Okay, so now I'm going to delete the Terraform workspace dev also, but first of all, Terraform destroy. So now destroy is done. So now currently switch to which workspace? Now which workspace? Default. Terraform workspace, select. So now Terraform workspace, delete. Dev. Done now? So now if you go and see currently how many workspaces are there in your list? Only one. So if you want to delete the default workspace, what is the command? Terraform workspace. I want to delete the default workspace. What is the command? Eh? We cannot delete the. Okay. Why we cannot delete it? Okay. So hold this point. What you're saying is we cannot delete this workspace. Why? Because we cannot create resource. Can I create dev resource? Can I go to dev and can I delete this default? Think logically. I'll create one more workspace called dev. Terraform workspace, new, dev. Currently I'm on which workspace? Dev only. Can I destroy the default workspace now? Can I delete it? Yes or no? Only two options. How many of you say yes? Raise your hands. Can you raise, man? Okay, how many of you say no? Hmm. The answer is no. We can't delete the default workspace. If you want me to show Terraform workspace, delete default. So it's gonna be the node point number 3. Cannot delete the default. Sorry, even though if we have 10 workspaces, default cannot be deleted, sir. Why? Because it's not a valid thing. Okay, that's it. It is a node point number 3. Here, each point I said here, node point. We need to empty the workspace before delete. We can't delete the current workspace. We need to switch and we need to third one. We can't delete the default. So the three major points you need to focus on. Okay, is the concept clear now? That's it. So now I'm going for default now. Terraform workspace, select default. Terraform workspace, select default, and Terraform workspace, delete new. Sorry, delete dev. So now have you got the complete clarity about workspace now? First of all, tell me any 2 points about workspace. What you understand by the workspaces? You should to isolate the environment. In which use case we are going to use it? To create the multiple environments. To isolate them and to create different environments. And in different environments, can we use same main.tf file or can we rewrite the every time it? Same file we can reuse. If you want to change the values, you can change it and you can. I'll ask one logical question try to this one. I don't want to change the values anymore. I don't want to change the values. With the help of same configuration, with the help of same main.tf file, I want to work on 3 different workspaces. How can I achieve this feat? Only one main.tf file. But I have different configuration for each workspace. I don't want to change any of the configuration file, but I want to work still. How I can work it? CLI not. Of course, CLI also is a way, but I said you one more method. No, 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 no. You are having multiple configurations, na? TF VARs concept. Which concept? You can create one main.tf. You can create multiple TF var files. Now, in that case, do you need to change value for each and every workspace? You will not change any value, na? So that is the use case, sir. Point clear now? That's it about the Terraform workspaces. Remember, if you go to what we call this one interview, the very first question about the Terraform is going to be Terraform workspaces. You know about workspace. They will ask you this question definitely. Now you got the clarity about workspaces. Fine. So next command is going to be Terraform graph command. Which command? Graph. I'll tell you what is the meaning of Terraform graph. I have already the code. I'm going to just run the code. Terraform apply. Terraform graph is a command which is it to show the resource execution plan. It is going to show the blueprint actually. It is going to show what? Blueprint. You know flowcharts? What is flowchart? Way of executing the work, right? Way of executing any work. So here also, if you want to see the flowchart of the resource creation, so we can use a command called Terraform graph command. Which command? So let me give this one first of all, workspace. I think output's done it already. And again, like the code for here and code for this one will be the same actually. I'm not changing the code. So this code as well as this code will be the same. Okay, now again I'm using same code for Terraform graph command. Which command? What is the command we need to give Terraform? I'll tell you this one, Anuradha. So if you go and see, oh, basically, one thing I'll tell you, it is the newest version of Terraform graph command. Previously, if you run Terraform graph command, this is not the output. Okay, you will be seeing some different output. But recently, Terraform graph command changed it. It is going to show some different outputs. First of all, if you go and see, what you create, sir, initially AWS VPC. Later, what you created? Subnet. Later, what you created? It's showing or not, sir? But it is not the way to recognize it. Okay, I'll tell you. First of all, copy everything. In Google, if you go and type graph is online, graph is online. Okay, it is the online editor. What it is going to be? Online editor. If you paste it here, are you seeing the connection? First of all, you create the server. Server is connected to subnet. Oh, wait. And subnet is connected to is showing or not, sir? Wait. If you want to see it on JSON format, wait, PNG element. So you can see in this format. So engine is not dot, wait, FTP also you can see. Are you seeing different outputs here? From VPC, you created the subnet. From subnet, you create you can see the link ups, right? So in this way, you can see the Terraform graph command. And one more thing, previously, you can see it on different way actually, but now recently this command got changed. So for previous batch, that means like 1 week ago, I said couple of weeks ago, I said the same concept for my morning 9 a.m. batch. But for your batch, the output got changed. But again, command will be same as well as picture also same. But are you seeing the output here? This output got changed actually. That's it. So now are you seeing this one, sir? If you run Terraform graph command, you will get something like this. You need to paste it on where, sir? Terraform graph is online. Where you gonna paste it on? Graph is online. So in browser type, graph is online. Is it clear, sir? That's it. Okay. So now the last concept of today's session is going to be Terraform backend setup. That means remote backend setup. Which one? I'll tell you. Currently, sir, if you go and see, if you create a resource, all the resource information is going to store on where, sir? Server, state file. I think state file here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is cat terraform.tf state. Are you seeing complete information? I don't want complete information. I want resources list only. I want resources. Which command I can give terraform state? List. Correct or not, sir? So now listen here. Sir, in real time, you need to secure your state file. Why? Because if you lost your state file, what will happen? You cannot track the resources. Correct or not? See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this one. rm-rf terraform tf state. It's gone. Now tell me, how come you track the state resource information? How it is going to work for you? How it is going to work for you? It won't work. Destroy them. Destroy them. What is happening? It is even not destroying. Why it is not even destroying means you don't have any state file. Already I said one point. Apply will take values from main.tf. Destroy will take values from state.tf file. You don't have any values. Why? Because there is no state file existed. If we lost the state file on real time, unfortunately, can you manage your infrastructure? Think about logically. Can you manage it infrastructure? Then securing the state file is going to be very, very important or not, sir? That is what you are going to do now. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'll delete the resource manually. Why? Because I don't have any state file. So definitely I cannot track it. For that purpose, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the resources manually. How, sir? And of course, even though if you can track it. See, currently we're not having state file. But if you want to get them to state file back, you can get it. I'll tell you later. Okay, how to get the manual resource back to state file. But before that, I want to tell you one thing. Securing the state file is important. So I'm going to show you how to secure the state file. Delete the resource manually. If you don't delete them manually, it won't remove. Okay. Terminate. And again, what you created? VPC. Again, here you are going to delete it manually only. Correct or not, sir? But before VPC, first of all, delete subnet and then VPC. It is subnet, right? Default subnet. Why? Because our workspace is default. So default server, default subnet, and default VPC. So go on now. And again, go for VPC. Sir, how much of disturbance it is creating, sir? If you don't have stateful, you cannot track it. You cannot do any work. Everything you need to manage manually. For that purpose, we are going to secure the state file. So for that purpose, what I'm going to do is state file, I'm not going to store on my local. State file, I'm sending it to my remote backend location. So where I'm sending it to? Create one main.tf. And of course, this much of code is not required. But again, all of you know this code, right? So it's absolutely fine to write the same code. And local block is not required, but okay, I'm putting it. So here, just observe what is state backend setup. So let me set backend. There's the backend setup. Oh, I'm searching for theory here. Wait. Oh, it's your one now. Fine, fine. So here is a theory. I want this theory first of all. Code you can get from internet also. That's fine. So what is the theory here? I'm going to tell you. S3 backend setup. So basically, your backend file, that means your state file is going to store on local. But this backend setup will show the Terraform state file in the bucket, sir. Where it is going to set up on? When we modify the infrastructure, it will update the state file in bucket. For example, see, generally, if I show in diagrammatical format, it will be easy for you to understand. It is your server. Inside the server, you have the main.tf and you have the state file also, right? But instead of storing the state file in your server, what you are doing now, you are going to move the state file to the backend S3. Where you are going to move it to? Backend S3. Why? Because in local, if it got deleted, you are going to face issue or not, sir? Definitely, we are going to face the issue. So it is my main.tf. It is my main.tf. And it is my state file. Which one? So state file where you are storing now? On the bucket. Why you are not storing on your server? Because in server, if you lost, you cannot able to get it back. So what happened is, so for that purpose, I am sending my state file to the bucket. Even you can ask me, sir, in bucket also we can delete file or not, sir? But in bucket, we can retrieve the file. Why? Because we have the versioning enabled. What we have? So that is the flexibility. So instead of storing your state file on local, you are storing on remote location. From the remote location, your state file is going to save very, very safely and securely. If you create a server here, for example, if I create one server, automatically this information is going to update on state file. No, sir, if I create one S3 bucket here, automatically the information is going to update to the S3 bucket state file. No, sir, here if I create a VPC, Okay, from the main.tf file, if I create a VPC, automatically this VPC information is going to update to the state file. Okay, like this. Even though if it is on remote location, it can take the values from main.tf. Sir, just like if you delete the VPC in state file, also VPC information will be gone. If you delete S3 from main.tf, even the in state file also it is going to delete the S3. Basically, state file will be state file, main.tf will be main.tf. But the place is changing here. What is changing? What is the place here? Bucket. Why we are moving the state file to bucket? What is the main reason? For security purpose. Okay, that's it. All these I mentioned on theoretical format here. So why we need to do it? State file is very important in Terraform. Without state file, we cannot track the. I just said you. If we lost it, we cannot track and we cannot manage the infrastructure like that. So now there is a concept called backup file. I'll tell you about backup file later. But first of all, let's proceed with the concept of state file. Sir, if you want to write the code for Terraform backend setup, go to here and type Terraform backend S3 code. Just type Terraform backend S3 code. Directly you will be getting the code here from internet. Seeing this one, copy this code, paste it here. Oh, wait. It's not copied properly. Failed. So it is a new block. Which block it is? New block. Terraform black man that is. Which block it is? Already as per our discussion, a block can be having 0 label, 1 label and 2 labels. Currently this resource block is having how many labels? 2 labels. And if you go to the top here, so this provider block is having how many labels? 1 label. But this Terraform block is having how many labels? No labels. Okay. I am writing backend S3 setup bucket. In which bucket you are storing the file? First of all, you are going to create the bucket here. So go and create a bucket initially. Initially, what I am creating here? A bucket. Already this bucket I used for my previous class. Okay. For my previous batch. I'm going to delete this bucket first of all. And I'll create the same bucket. Or you can create some different name also. This is the bucket name. Okay. I used for my previous sessions. So I'm going to use the same thing here. Again, I am creating the same bucket. Sir, can I use the bucket name now? Why? Because it is not existed, right? Here key. Key means the path. So in which path you want to store your state file? I want to store my state file on production folder. Which folder? In production folder, my state file will store. Okay. And you can give the name of the state file also. I'm giving state file name as terraform.tf state. And bucket is on which region, sir? I'm writing Terraform block for backend S3 setup. So here I'm writing backend. This is the name of my bucket actually. In this bucket, my state file is going to store. State file is going to store on the production folder with the name of terraform.tf region, your system. Now don't do anything. Run Terraform apply now. But before running Terraform apply, whenever you add the new block in Terraform, it is better to run the Terraform init command. Which command? Here I am not running init command, but is it asking me to run the Terraform init command or not, sir? Why? Because initial configuration request for backend S3 setup. Whenever you are running backend S3 setup, this requires some provider plugins, backend provider plugins. Which provider plugins? How can we download the provider plugins? Terraform init command. Wait. Does not exist. Oh, okay, fine. Basically, I need to recreate this bucket, right? Here, bucket name you have given there, but bucket is not present here. So I need to create this bucket basically. This is my bucket name. Not this one. So bucket versioning, enable or disable? Why to enable, sir? Because even though in bucket, if you delete the state file, unfortunately, you can see it. Terraform minute. Is it creating now? But unfortunately, values will not store here. Values will be storing on bucket. Okay, state file values means. If I give LL, you cannot store the, you cannot see the state file here. Check it out. Give LL, sir. Are you seeing state file here? What I said, state file will be storing on S3 bucket, but state file is storing here only. Correct or not, sir? That means I said wrong or not, sir? Where is the information, sir? Are you seeing information? Information in the state file will go to bucket. Of course, state file will be here and there also. But information will be storing on bucket only. Are you seeing resource information here? No. Then go for the S3 bucket here. Click on the S3 bucket. What is the folder name? Prod. Inside prod folder, are you seeing Terraform TF state? Seeing the data is there, 7.9 KB. If you download this one, in this downloaded page, you can see the state file information. Go here, open this file. In this file, now you can see the resource information, VPC, subnet, and EC2 instance. I'll show it to you. Wait. Are you seeing it, sir? First of all, what I create VPC. Okay. If you go and see, scroll down, completely scroll down. You can see VPC, you can see subnet, and you can see the server. Are you seeing here APC, AWS VPC, CADR block, anything? Scroll up. Next, what you created? Subnet. Are you seeing subnet here? Subnet information are you seeing or not, sir? Third one, what you created lastly? EC2 instance. Are you seeing your EC2 instance information here? You create EC2 instance with label name 3. Are you seeing the information or not, sir? So in this way, you can see the information of the Terraform resources. So where the information is stored now? State file. Sir, now if I delete any resource from main.tf file, is it going to remove from here or not, sir? Let's check it out. Currently, what is the size here? 7.9 KB. So what I'll do is Terraform state list. What I'm giving Terraform state. Sir, even though your state file is not here, where you are getting the values from? From where you are getting, even though in backup also you don't have any state file, right? So if you go and say, I'm going to destroy only one resource now. Terraform destroy, I'm going to destroy server. What I'm going to destroy? How can I destroy server? Terraform destroy hyphen target hit enter. Automatically what happen, only server will be gone, remaining infra will be there. Sir, if I remove the server, size of the file is going to reduce or not, sir? If I remove server, server information will be lost. If I lost server information, length of the file is going to be reduced. It is 7.9 still. Why? Because it is destroying, right? So wait for completely. So it's gone now. Click on refresh. What is the size now? Why it came to 3.4 KB? Why? Because I deleted the server. When I delete the server in state file, server information is going to remove. When you remove the information, automatically size will decrease or not, sir? Even though if you give Terraform state list now, you cannot see the server. Delete the resource. Call subnet now. What I want delete now? Subnet. Sir, now again if I delete subnet, again the information of subnet is going to remove from state file or not, sir? That is what I said right in this diagram. If you create, information will store. If you delete, information is going to delete from bucket also. Go and check now. I am deleting the subnet. So subnet is completely destroyed now. Previously size is 3.4 KB. How much? But if you refresh, is it going to decrease or increase? 1.7 KB. And even if you go and give Terraform state list, are you seeing this one? I'm not seeing anywhere. Correct or not, sir? That's it. So it is the concept of Terraform backend setup, remote backend setup. Which one? So in real time, definitely we need to set up the remote backend. So workspace is very, very important. Local is very, very important. Backend setup also very, very important. That means whatever the concept we learn today is going to be completely important. Okay. So that's it. So backup file is a backup for the Terraform of TF state. Terraform automatically create the backup of the state file before making any change to the state file. This ensure that you can recover from the corrupted or lost state file. That means even though if you lost the information from state file, Terraform will always have one backend state file, sir. Previously, I delete Terraform state file, right? Whenever you remove any information from state file, backup file will store it. This backup file we are going to discuss about upcoming sessions. Why? Because state file management is a concept there. Like we have a concept called state file management. That's not a part of your syllabus, but I'll teach for you how to manage the state file. Okay, it's the work of Terraform developers. Like if the people are working for 5 to 6 years, that is the work of their daily activities. But here I'm going to teach that concept for you. Apart from that, I'm also going to teach some additional concept for you. Terraform provisioner will be there. Even though that's not a part of your syllabus, but I'll teach Terraform provisions and everything. Okay, that's it. So now it's the code for today's at main.tf. Guys, in today's session, I used only one code, guys. With the help of one code, how many concepts we covered? Multiple concepts. Why means for each and every concept, if I use different code, you'll be confused. It's not a good thing. That is the reason I'm using single code for all the concepts for your easy understanding. Let me give the history. And remember, once if you want to remove the state file from the remote location, you need to migrate the state. That concept I'll discuss you on tomorrow's session. But remember this point. If you want to bring state file back from S3 bucket to local, you need to migrate the state. That I'll discuss you. Not now, in your next class. So now that's end of session. So before going for doubts and queries, how's the Terraform for today? Concepts easy, workspace, local, backend setup. These are the major concepts what we have seen on today's session. Only three concepts. Now is the concepts clear for all of you, everyone? Any doubts or any queries for you first of all? No. Online, can you please confirm me how's the class for today for all of you? I would like to get response from all of you. Yeah, we'll go for doubts and queries later, but first of all, like how the session, you can ping me on comment section. So it's clear, fine. Okay. So now online, if you are having any doubts or any queries, you can raise your hand. We have still a lot of time to discuss your doubts and queries. Go ahead for your doubts and queries. So online, don't we have any doubts or any queries? Okay. So what about offline? Any queries from your end? Already said, right? The trainer job is very easy. Even though if I ask you, don't give me the reply. Hence proved. Correct or not, sir? Not, correct only. I know. Daily, I'll ask you any doubts or any queries. But unfortunately, I am not getting any doubts from you. That means two things will be there. First thing is you are understanding the concept very clearly. Second thing is you are sleeping. Which one you are doing now? First one or second one? Sure, huh? Can I believe? Are yes or no, man? Okay, then fine. So finally, yeah, few doubts from online. Thank you, online, for asking the doubts. So, sir, just that if we have two .tf files, what will happen? So, of course, we have two TF files. We have variable.tf, we have main.tf. See, even though if you have multiple TF TF files, it will be completely fine, Anuradha. If you want me to show in next class, just remind me once. I'm gonna show you how to work with multiple TF files. Okay. Sir, why you are taking T2, medium, micro, and large? So just to show you the clarity, I already said this one, right? For each and every infrastructure, I want to show you clarity. So different configurations. Hope it is clear for Venkatesh and Sunil. I see more advantages over KOps than Terraform, like scale up, scale down. Okay, fine. See, basically, Sunil, what exactly happened, KOps will be useful for managing the Kubernetes clusters only. Okay. With the help of KOps, you can create the infrastructure also. But in real time, we prefer Terraform actually. KOps will have some limitations to create infrastructure, but whereas it doesn't have any limitation to create the cluster. That is the like comparison between KOps and Terraform. Of course, in a Terraform also you can create auto scaling group. In Terraform also you can create load balancer. That is what you are going to do on the project actually. Till now we haven't gone for project, right? So in project you'll get the complete clarity about it, Sunil. For microservices cluster, KOps. And for complete infrastructure, Terraform. Simply you can understand like this. And with the Terraform also you can create the cluster, sir. Okay. I hope it is clear for you, Sunil. Yeah, definitely. We are going to do a project. So definitely I said, right, in the demo, I said how many projects you are going to do? Jenkins project. One. Ansible project. Two. Docker. Three. As well as one manual project I shown you, right? Manual way of installation or like creating the 3D architecture, installing software. That is manual project. Fifth one is going to be your Terraform project. So as per your demos, whatever we said, completely within automation, completely we learned the 5 projects. So one more project is pending from Terraform end. Sure, Sunil, I'll put on like next day. Don't worry about it. Thank you. So still any queries from your end? Nothing? Or Pawan, any doubt? Ask me if you are like ask me. What about Jira? Basically, it's a ticketing tool. So need not to worry about it, Venkatesh. Okay. Sorry about Slack. Give some clarity about Slack. Definitely, why not? So basically, Slack is a communication channel in real time. For example, if you go to company, you need to communicate with your other teammates, right? And other like teams also. For that purpose, just like WhatsApp we are using on daily life, in real time, in a professional career, you need to use the Slack channel. Okay. So you know Microsoft Teams. Why we need to use Microsoft Teams? To communicate with others. So here also there is a tool called Slack actually. Like I'll just show you here. Oh, Vijaya, wait. Slack channel. If you go and see, the tool name is Slack actually. You can call it Slack channel also. So in this tool, you can create your account, you can add your friends, you can add your colleagues, and you can communicate over there also. Okay. It's a professional way of communicating with our teammates and colleagues and internal teammates. Okay. In real time, we use it. Some companies will use Slack, some companies will use Microsoft Teams, some companies will use Trello also. Okay. There are a number of communication channels. So, sir, finally, please, can you do all tools project? This is what the main thing is. Guys, remember, in real time, we don't use all tools in a project, sir. I'll give one clarity. What I'm telling is I'll give one clarity. How many type of projects we have in real time? Two projects only. Monolithic or like what our student is asking, he want to integrate all the tools in a project. Okay. Your project is monolithic. Why you use Docker and Kubernetes, sir? Tell me this simple question. If your project is monolithic, why we are going to use Docker and Kubernetes? Do you have any need of using Docker and Kubernetes in monolithic? Okay. If your project is microservice, we never use Ansible. Why? Because what is the purpose of Ansible? To install softwares, to deployment. Correct or not, sir? But you are installing softwares with the help of Docker file or not, sir? Then why we need to use Ansible? And why we need to use Nexus? No need to use Nexus. Why? Because we have Docker Hub to store the Docker images. Correct or not, sir? So the first clarity I'll give for all of you is in real time also we don't use all tools in DevOps. There is no need. Depends upon the project we use the tools. And again, in some companies, they never use Kubernetes. They will use Docker Swarm only. Then how you want me to tell like Kubernetes included that? So this is the clarity you need to understand. No company is going to use full end-to-end DevOps tools. It depends upon their requirement, they will use. Can I tell you one thing? In our company, I joined one X company. In our company, which tool we used for entire work? Only Jenkins. We don't use Docker in that company. We haven't used Terraform. We haven't used Kubernetes also. But still, my company is doing project. My company is having clients, and my company is getting money also. Is the point clear for all of you? That's it. I hope it is clear for you, Venkatesh now. GitHub action you want? So definitely I'll tell GitHub actions. But remind me on Monday. Why? Because it's almost all end of the class time, right? So even if you tell you are not going to listen. Okay. Fine. So remember, remind me GitHub action and help me about Monday. Both Vijay and Arbas. And another, what happened if region in the provider block and Terraform gives region? So yeah. So guys, reason like Anurad is asking a question that is in AWS configure you give US East 1. But in provider block, you give AP South 1. Whatever the value given provider block, it will be taken. Hope it is clear for Anuradha. Mm. Only one tip is there, Vijay. Patience. Trust me, man, you can't get the job immediately. You need to have, even, When I was a beginner, when I was a fresher, it took almost all 7 months to get a job for me. How many months, sir? Then how can you expect it very soon, sir? Like I'm not telling, like I'm not the greatest person. I'm just telling you the reality. And even my student, his name is Jayant. I think you can see his review on YouTube also. Just go and type Jayant review for Naresh Reddy DevOps. He got the job within the next day of course completion. Today his course got completed. The next day he got the job. And there is one more guy called Anzar. His name, like he's from Punjab actually. Our course is 2 months, right? Within the 45th day, he got the job, sir. 45th day. Like not 45th, it's 40th day actually. But again, we have one more call Aziz, his name is. He got the job on second month after course completion. Even I have the, like what we call, I have their offer letters and everything also. If you want me to show, I'll show it to you. Okay. So the only thing you need to have is patience to get the job. You cannot get the job immediately. So work hard on it. Invest some time on yourself. Elaborate your skills. You can get it. Okay. That's what I just shared now. Okay. Okay then. So it's time to wrap the session for today. So let's meet you on tomorrow's session. Have a great day. Bye all. Thank you.